So for our children's sermon today, live and online, I want to show you guys something. When I was a kid, I don't know how many people, maybe people can raise their hands. How many people have ever been out on the boat? People have been out on the boat. It's fun to be out on the boat. When I was a kid, my uncles had boats and we would go out on the boat. And it was a lot of fun. But they always had buckets. You know why they had buckets? To do what? To throw up is one thing you can use for the bucket. It's very important. But they had another reason for the bucket. What else? You can put fish and crabs in the bucket, and that's a good time. Anything else you do with the bucket? Oh, they bail. So that was the real reason they had the bucket, right? So even when it was kind of calm out, sometimes water would slop in the boat, and you had to bail the boat, right? If it was a storm, you really had to bail the boat. You really didn't want to be out if there was a storm. But in today's gospel reading, Jesus and his disciples, they were crossing a big lake called the Sea of Galilee, and there was a windstorm, and the wind was so strong it was blowing water into the boat. And so the disciples, it doesn't exactly say this, but what they had to do was they were bailing the boat. And as they're bailing the boat, they're complaining to Jesus and saying, "Hey, how can you sleep? You should be awake through this." So Jesus did something they totally did not expect. He got up and he said, "Peace, be still." And the wind stopped and the storm stopped. But he kind of looked at them and said, "Guys, you were doing fine. You were doing what you had to do. You were all bailing together." And sometimes the help that we really need from God is not kind of miraculous stuff and asking God to make our problems go away. The help we need is the help we get from each other and that we can give. All of the disciples together, they were bailing the boat, and they kept the boat afloat because they were all helping each other. And working together is one of the ways that God works in our lives. So when you're working with other people to do something really important, when you're helping out other people, that's God working in other people's lives through you. And when people are helping you out, that's God working through them to help you. So sometimes the bailing is the sign that God is there with you and God is helping you. Because in the end, after Jesus finished the storm and said no more, and the storm all stopped, the disciples, they still had to work together and finish bailing out the boat. That was how Jesus was working in their lives, helping them to see that. Thank you guys very much for helping with that.